Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The President will now make a statement regarding the IIRC report. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I would like to thank Secretary De Lima and the members of the IIRC for the comprehensive work they have done. Our people have witnessed their diligence and perseverance to ferret out all the relevant facts despite tremendous public pressure and time constraints. This morning, we sent a copy of the report to the Chinese ambassador. Now, I am authorizing the release of the IRC's findings of fact to the public in fulfillment of our administration's commitment to transparency. It will be published online in the official gazette. The report is recommendatory in nature. I have forwarded it and its recommendations to a legal team composed of the Executive Secretary and the Chief Presidential Legal Counsel to make a thorough review of the IRC's recommendations. As I am now leaving on an important mission, I want to emphasize that I do not want to make decisions regarding such important matters without a thorough review. I will study their findings upon my return and decide accordingly. I will release the committee's recommendations alongside the legal team's evaluations and recommended course of action at that time. We are committed to implementing the necessary changes to upgrade the capabilities of our local government units, police, and security forces to ensure the safety of the public. We have also been working to review and improve our procedures and protocols for emergency and crisis situations, and a draft of a new crisis management manual is now being prepared. This report represents a significant and necessary step in the process. I am now ready for your questions.
Mr. President, the first question will be from Willard Cheng, ABS-CBN.
Good afternoon, Mr.
Good
President.
afternoon.
Initially, sir, ano po yung mga salient points ng report at sino-sino po yung mga pinakakasuhan?
Well, yung sa recommendations, don't have the exact number presently, no? Pero amongst them, General Versosa, General Magtibay, General Santiago, Undersecretary Puno, si Colonel Yebra, the head of the SWAT team, the Ombudsman, the Deputy Ombudsman, the two members of media, Mr. Tulfo and sorry, I don't remember the other, Mike Rogas, and three of the networks. No. But again, let me emphasize, recommendatory. Salient points, it's very difficult to compress it in a minute or so. It is 83 pages long. It is also supplemented by 10 volumes of annexes, and they're like 6 feet in length, no? The thickness of it. So I think you can read it on the official gazette by this afternoon, and that will be a better reading than my trying to compress it in such a short period of time.
Follow-up lang, sir. Meron ho bang masisibak in the meantime, sir, or hintayin po muna yung review ng legal team?
There are administrative and criminal sanctions being recommended. And that's why I set up the legal team. How do you actually implement the recommendations? And if they are, shall we say, supported by the facts, no? It's so easy to say we will file appropriate charges. But at this time, I just want to make sure you will be, and there's even just naming them now, no, as already impacted on their lives. I want to be fair that yung degree of culpability is clearly established. You file cases that are appropriate and that will prosper. Hindi yung at the end of the whole process, biglang dismiss lahat ng charges ito and you've ruined so many people's lives. No? That I think would not be fair, and that does not help us in trying to improve the capabilities of this government to handle such situations.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
The next question is from Radyo Bombo, Raymond.
So, good afternoon. Sir, binabatikos po ng ilang kongresista yung desisyon nyo na unahin pong bigyan ng kopya yung Chinese government. Ano po yung naging reaction nyo dito?
Tayo po yung nag-aayos ng ating relasyon sa People's Republic of China. Alam naman ho nyo kung paano po ilalabas sa publiko kagad, sa media. Pagdating sa media, may nagre-report. Yung nagre-report, hindi naman natin masasabing lahat neutral. So, may posibilidad na yung pag gumawa ng slide, pag hindi nakuha yung isang relevant portion no ating report na natanggap, baka magkaroon ng misinterpretation at yun ang aksyonan ng People's Republic na lalo makakagulo sa relasyon natin sa kanila. They have been helpful in trying to address and resolve this crisis. I think it is incumbent upon me to make sure that they get the right message, no, and the right information. lest we further strain our relationships.
Sir, doon po sa rekomendasyon, hindi po ba kasama ang local government, for example, Mayor Lim and Vice Mayor Moreno?
They are
mga
also
pinako, sir?
included in the recommendations.
Thank you, sir.
Next question will be from Mia Gonzalez of Business Mirror.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, Undersecretary Puno is known to be your close friend. What is your assurance that he would not be spared if he is found culpable?
Well, una kong obligasyon sa taong bayan. Hindi doon sa friendship, hindi sa kamag-anak, hindi sa kapartido. So kung maipapakita, no, at nando sa report, may mga punto na na-raise na kung saan tila siya nagkulang, tingnan natin kung masusuportahan nga ng facts at will it stand up. For instance, may recommendations na appropriate administrative and criminal proceedings. Yung criminal ang napaka-importante. Papasok ko ba ng kasong basta charged, yung unang question, charged with what? Yung with what, it has to come out from the facts.
Sir, follow-up lang ho. Sir, what do you think of the inclusion of media personalities among those that the IRC believes to be culpable, including the 3 networks?
You know, I'm not sure if I should answer you at this point in time because I might be accused of directing my 2 legal counsels, no, in this aspect as to what their findings should be. Pero be that as may, pare-pare naman natin na nakita yung transcripts lumabas na sa mga pahayagan kung ano yung diskusyon. Hindi ba napaka-incumbent naman yata na hindi na dapat nakikipagsiksikan yung negosyador sa panahon na makausap yung hostage taker? Hindi ba automatic dapat yun? Nung mas bata ako sa telepono, busy ng busy, papakiusapan mo yung party line, pwede ba makigamit ng telepono? Seriously, no? Why should the negotiator be hampered in his ability to communicate with the hostage taker that he's trying to talk down because he has to wait in line to other parties that are communicating with him who are not trained, no, in negotiations?
Sir, wala ho kayang chilling effect sa media?
Sorry?
Wala ho kayang chilling effect sa media?
Hindi naman sa chilling. Di ba yung tinuturuan naman tayong lahat? Meron tayong karapatan, meron rin tayong responsibilidad. Pag meron tayong kalayaan, meron rin naman tayong obligasyon. Yung pinaka-common na example, may freedom of speech. Pero meron tayong batas na nagsasabi hindi ka pwede sumigaw na sunog sa loob ng sinihan dahil feel mo lang. So, ganun pa rin yan. Meron ka sitwasyon. Bakit naman makikikompete yung mga trinain at itinalaga na asikosuhin ang isang sitwasyon tulad nun, makikipila ka pa para lang makausap. Di ba dapat ikaw ang priority? At tapos lahat naman ng iba, responsable tayo, nasa edad, makita, nakakatulong ba tayo o hindi. So, yun naman ang recommendations, well, ayaw na ko na muna pasukan yung recommendations. So, pero, kayo na kang magsabi sa kayo mga practitioners, no? Baka kailangan mas mabigyan nga ng guidelines para naman mas para matugunan natin yung mga pangangailangan ng bawat sitwasyon, makaabot tayo sa mas maayos na pagre-resolba ng mga krisis tulad nun.
Okay. The next question, Mr. President, will be from Christine Avendaño of Philippine Daily Inquirer.
Sir, clarify lang, ano yung sanction kay Mr. Tulfo and Mr. Rogas?
Well, that is precisely what I'm asking my legal counsel. No?
I mean, on the
And
recommendation, I'm sorry, the recommended
I'd rather not touch on the recommendations at this point in time because they are the subject matter that I have tasked these 2 individuals in the respective offices to undergo and study. No? Ito recommendations ba nito? Actionable? Ito ba recommendations? Kompleto na? Meron ba nakaligtaan? Tapos yung assignment nga ng degree of culpability has to be there also.
So what you're asking for parang review are the sanctions, sir? Yung recommended sanctions, sir? Particularly ba yun?
On several instances, may pagka-template Yung parang pursuing, I'm sorry, I should have brought the copy, but something like to the effect of pursuing administrative and criminal sanctions on all of these people. So, and it was exactly worded for each person. No?
So the review will
Yung
focus...
several, not for all.
So the review will focus on that yung recommended administrative and
Iba-iba siyempre yung
criminal sanctions.
Iba-iba yung administrative requirements of each individual and also the criminal aspects. Dahil iba-iba yung responsibilities at saka yung degree of culpability.
So yun nga, sir, yung the review will focus on on that recommendation ng on the
in
sanctions?
just how to operationalize once we subscribe to the recommendations. Okay, di ba, in one of the papers today, for instance, I was being criticized for not having read the report. Dahil dapat raw punta na ako doon sa dispositive, which is the recommendation. At ang next step lang gusto, aksyonan. When I subscribe to the report, I subscribe to everything in the report. The factual basis, the conclusions, which led to the recommendations. And I think yung reasonable people will not begrudge me the time necessary to go through the 83 pages and the 10-volume set of annexes to find out if there is evidence sufficient enough to file, especially in criminal proceedings. And at the same time, I'm reminded that there is a presumption of innocence until proven guilty. I do not want to pillory people who might not be guilty or as guilty as they have been portrayed to be. At the same token, perhaps I want to review also that when we assign degree of culpability, talagang justified by the facts, and we will be able to really put blame correctly on each person. It goes hand in hand without correct identification of the problem. Then we will not have the correct solutions forthcoming.
So with